All right. So did you have a chance to look at what is online on eCentennial under Gned 212, your course? Yes. Okay. All right. Okay, so I'm going to share screen with the course and see if this is going to work. Just give me 1 second. Actually, 1 second. Okay, I guess I can share now. Okay, do you see the screen?
Yep.
All right. So first of all, do you have any, excuse me, do you have any specific questions in regards to the stuff that you have been able to go through, the modules that is like orientation, some of the assignments that are coming up, the introductory module?
Yes, actually, Luke.
Okay.
If I may. So I already went through the first week content, and I was just going through everything, trying to figure out how the thing works. Regarding this, I went on the assignment page and saw the assignments are posted there. Is there a place where it shows when the due dates are?
Yeah, so the due dates, 1 second. The due dates should be on the course outline. Quiz, okay, September, yeah, so so see, here's the course outline.
Sorry, where did you get that one? I'm actually trying to follow.
Yeah, topical outline and course outline. It's one of the first modules under content.
Let me just go back to the content again. Table of content. Got it.
Yeah. So if you look at the topical outline and course outline, topical just means which topics we're covering each week, and then course outline, a bit more content, what we're actually, when we're doing, when assignments are scheduled, and content and so on. So this week is your introductory week, which is week 1, introduction to basically the course and ethics, and then which you should be starting this week also. Next week is delving into ethical frameworks in more detail. So like consequentialism / utilitarianism, deontology, virtue ethics, and application of ethical framework. Okay, these are theories that we will be discussing in more, and you'll be learning in more detail. And the quiz will be by the end of the week next week, basically. I think it's either set up for Thursday or Friday, but I can make it due on Friday. to give you an extra day if that helps. So, and then you go down and then you see another assignment. Assignment number 1 will be a more extensive application of ethical theories, and I'll explain this assignment next week. Okay. So that's basically the breakdown, and each assignment will be due by the end of that week. So for example, week 4, whenever that is, so we have week 1 now, so let me look at the schedule. So week 1 ends on the 18th. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that would be, so let's say assignment number 1 will be due the 9th, exactly, yes. And the 9th on the Friday. So I'll just make that to, let's say, the 9th, at the end of the 9th. But I'll send you a reminder, and there will also be under assignments. So let's say under assignments, you have assignment number 1. Here it says June 26th. Yeah, but I will change this. I will change these dates, all of these dates, so that they are, the system didn't change them automatically for the fall, but I will change them individually so that they match the course outline, not to worry. Now the quiz is under assignments as well. If you go to quizzes, you have all these self-check quizzes for each week, which is basically set up for you to check your knowledge. These are not for marks, okay? And they will come up for each week. So for example, I'll just go back to content, and week 1, introduction to morality and ethics. You have all this stuff here, and then at the end you have a self-check quiz, okay? You should do that at the end just to check yourself. How much have you understood, and have you understood it the right way? So quiz setup, that's basically for me. But if you to set up a time and so on, but when we go to preview, for me, for instance, start quiz, you will get specific questions, okay, in regards to the material from week 1. And this is not marked, but it is not 4 marks that count towards your final grade, but it is for you to, it's for you to see how well you're doing, basically. Okay, so that's set up for each week. And then the quiz, the online quiz is here, and I will open it today, but it will be restricted basically to do by the end of next week. Okay, week 2. So you can self-check yourself for week 1, week 2, and then you will get your online quiz. That's for marks that count toward your final grade. So the quiz and assignment number 1 are the 2 evaluations that you should be worrying about right now. Okay, that's the next 4 weeks. And that's basically, the next 4 weeks is basically on ethics. Any questions so far?
No.
No? Okay. Yes? I heard someone, but not fully. Let me see if there's anything in the chat box. Yes. So Sierra says you can hit full schedule, and it will show you the whole semester and week by week. All right, how many of you have had a chance to go over the material for, just gonna see, there's another question. Are the Q&As, question answer on Wednesday mornings mandatory? No, they are not. I'm just setting them up to help you basically with the course. I'm treating them as office hours, and I will keep it this way. If you tune in, you tune in. I will also take up concepts, any questions that you have, maybe additionally explain assignments, and so on. So I set this up, this is not mandatory, but I set this up to basically help you succeed in the course, especially since I don't get to see you in class, which is quite unfortunate, but that's basically the reality that we have to deal with now. Yes, I will be recording them as well. So this one is being recorded. That's basically Sierra's question.
If we remember any questions later on, we can always email you, right?
Yeah, if you something, yeah, you can always email me. Yep.
Perfect.
So the recordings I will have to, they'll be MP4s, and I will put them into, I will create a YouTube channel and I will put them into YouTube basically, and I'll send you the links. But when I do that after today, I'll send you the links. Are the assignments and quizzes based on readings? Yes, they are. Does this time work for you? I see more and more students tuning in. Does this time of office hours from 9 to 11 on Wednesday morning work for you?
Yeah, it's a good time.
Okay. Okay. I'm sure it's not going to be ideal for everyone, but you know, it's difficult to strike a perfect balance so that it works, a schedule so that it works for everyone. But we'll just keep this, and I'll record the lectures. And I mean, these are not lectures; these are basically office hours for questions and answers and further explanations. Can we move ahead of the course if we would like to do if we need to module one? Yeah, you can basically, the courses, yes, you can move ahead with the information because you have access to it online. So, Amen, is that you?
Good morning. No, my name is Groom.
Oh, Groom. Okay, sorry.
Nice to meet you.
Hello, hello, hi.
All right, sorry I'm a little late, but
it's okay. So, Amen is your last name?
Actually, let me correct that. That's my daughter's name. I don't know how it ended up being on a Zoom.
Oh, okay. But
my name is Groom. Yeah.
Oh, okay, but you are on the class list, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
Professor.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Great.
Yep.
Excuse me. Okay. So yeah, the assignments and the quizzes will be open on a weekly basis, not earlier. So if that's what you mean, Sierra, if you can kind of move ahead and do things more quickly, no, they will be done on a weekly basis according to the schedule. but you will have access basically to the assignments and all the content at the beginning of each week. So the sooner you get on it, the sooner you can basically do your work and finish it and then submit when the submission date is due or just before it. So I think the best scenario is to, yeah, you're welcome, Sierra. The best scenario is to mute your microphones, and then when you're ready to ask a question or to comment, then unmute your microphone to eliminate any background noise.
I have a follow-up question, Luke, regarding the question Sierra just asked.
Yeah, go ahead.
I see that on assignment 1 and then postman and then assignment 2, there are contents in there. So those are the assignments itself, or are you going to add more things to them?
Like right here, assignment number 1?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those are basically instructions for the assignment. Let me just open this up. Yeah, so these are basically instructions for the assignment. So for example, assignment number 1, you will first, let's say it says here, in this assignment, you will demonstrate your understanding of an ethical framework. So utilitarianism, virtue ethics, or deontology, any of the 3. To do so, you are asked to choose one of the ethical frameworks and apply it to solve an ethical dilemma that you will propose. See examples of ethical dilemma at the end of this document. I think there's one example at the end. It can be any example. I'll explain this in more detail in a second. Use the form below to guide you, and then submit the file to a Dropbox. I'll open a Dropbox. So you can use basically this format. When you download this document, you can use this format to type in basically your answers. So here, in your own words, describe the ethical dilemma. So what this is about is this assignment tests you on applying the ethical theories. Any ethical theory, it can be in utilitarianism, virtue ethics, or deontology. Excuse me. And here you are first required to describe the ethical dilemma. So an ethical dilemma, it would have to be something something serious. Okay, it can't be where you ethically don't know, you are torn, you don't know what to do. Should I do A or should I do B? Okay, should I come to Canada or should I stay back home? Okay, should I be vegetarian or should I keep eating meat? You know, should I stay in my relationship or should I break up with someone? Should I tell a truth or tell a lie for a better good? I don't know, whatever it may be. It has to be something that is truly a moral dilemma. It can be something from personal life. It can be something that is an example of ethical dilemma. Okay, let's say, I don't know, I guess this is not going to happen because right now we're not in a classroom, or we're not in a physically classroom setting, but if a student sees another student cheat on an exam, right? We know that is unethical, but should you be the one to be a whistleblower? Should you tell the professor or should you not tell the professor? What is the right thing to do? So there are moral dilemmas that happen in our lives on daily basis. Some of them are more serious than others, okay? But it has to be a moral dilemma where you in your head, in your mind, that is, you are torn between 2 choices. Should I do A or should I do B? And the ethical theory that you choose is supposed to help you resolve this dilemma, okay? Help you come to a good consensus, good ethical conclusion, that is. So again, it has to be something that is truly a moral dilemma. It cannot be something like, you're going into a fast food place and you're thinking, oh, should I get a combo A or combo B? That's not a moral dilemma. All right. Should I get a large drink or should I get a medium drink? That's not a moral dilemma. But so please avoid stuff like that and focus on something that's a bit more serious and ethically pressing, something that has forced you to really think about your choices. So here you just describe the dilemma and you don't solve it, don't comment on it, just describe the situation to me. So here it says, gives you, approximate range of how many words this should have, and it's worth 10 marks. So you do this and then you move on to the next one. Explain why the dilemma you proposed above is an ethical dilemma as opposed to a non-ethical dilemma. Okay, here you have to present to me, explain to me clearly why the dilemma that you're dealing with is an ethical dilemma. Okay, what is it about this dilemma that is ethical in nature? Okay, and so on and so forth. And each basically step requires you to do something different. But all of this culminates, summarizes, comes together, and in order to solve a moral dilemma. And then towards the end, you tell me, how the ethical theory applies and how it has helped you or would help you solve a moral dilemma. So whether you use utilitarianism, virtue ethics, or deontology, that's basically your choice. I'm not going to tell you which theory to use, which means you have to get to know all the theories and then maybe use the one that you think in your head applies most directly, maybe applies most easily. But don't be fooled. Just because a theory seemingly applies most easily, that doesn't mean that it will be the right one to use, or the easiest one to use, I should say. All of them can be used for any ethical dilemma. But towards the end, one of the questions is, reflect on the decision you indicated at step 3, based on your own ethical framework. Do you agree with the decision? Why and why not? Do you think most people would act in the same way or would choose a different solution? Okay, so here you get to reflect on your own application of an ethical theory and the outcome that has come out from the application of an ethical theory the ethical theory or an ethical theory that you would choose. Okay, so that's basically how the assignment works. So you can start work on this a little bit earlier to answer Sierra's question, as you can see right now, and then submit on the due date that it is due. But make sure you have a good dilemma. Read over this dilemma. It can be taken something from history. It doesn't have to be anything. It doesn't have to be something from your personal life. It can be something from your personal life. I just said that because we all deal with ethical dilemmas on a regular basis. As I said earlier, some of them are more serious, some of them are less serious. So I'm sure you would have plenty to choose from. Just make sure you describe it, first of all, here, so that it's clear to me what's happening in the dilemma, and then tell me why it is a dilemma, okay? And remember, a dilemma is where you have two options, at least two options, option A and option B, and you don't exactly know which one to choose because each option presents itself with its own advantages and its disadvantages, and that is why you are torn, or that is why we are torn usually when faced with ethical dilemmas. Any questions in regards to this assignment? This is week 4, so October 9th. Any questions? Excuse me. Just look at the chat. Okay. So we have 9 students. Okay, that's not bad. I mean, we should have more students, of course, but other students might be. Are you all in Canada, or are some of you outside of Canada in a different time zone?
I'm in Canada.
Okay.
Same.
Okay, thank you.
Good morning. I'm in Canada.
Okay, Sierra, good. I'm in Canada outside of GTA. Are you still within our time zone?
I am here in Toronto.
Okay, but okay, thank you. Sierra, are you still like in Ontario? Oh, okay, 2 hours out of Toronto. Okay, that's fine. You're still within the. I'm just asking because some students are in China or India or Africa, and I guess 9 o'clock is still okay for them because usually it's about 9 hours forward, so it'd be 9 or 10 p.m. for them the same day. That's why I set it to be at 9 a.m. All right. So I'm just going to go back. I'm going to go back to content. Thank you for your replies. And I'll speak about so that's assignment number 1. Postman presentation is a group presentation. Then I'll speak about this a little bit later, but I can give you a quick preview. Ooh, I'm just gonna minimize this, close the chat. So the Postman assignment is based on an article that you will read, and then I will take up in more detail. It's called five things we need to know about technological change. It was written in 1998. So it's an article that's about 20 years old, but I still keep using it because it's relevant, because of its philosophical and conceptual importance. It applies basically to any technologies. It doesn't really matter. The critical ideas are universal, so it doesn't really matter whether it was written 500 years ago or 10 days ago. It's written in a fashion that can be applied to any technology of any time. And you will see this when you read it. Although Neil Postman, who writes the article, uses some of the technologies from late 90s and from 90s and late 90s from his life, basically lifetime. Unfortunately, Neil Postman has passed away. He's no longer with us, but he has left us with something meaningful to think about. So this is week 6, and so this assignment will require you first to choose a technology. So I will, under groups, I think I will, under communications, under groups, I will set up, yeah, there's groups here set up already, but I'll tweak this for the assignment. And each group will sign up for a different technology. So I will basically create 6 or 7 different technologies. Let's say something like self-driving cars, what else? Gene editing, maybe genetically modified organisms. What else? Maybe cell phone applications, or I'll choose about 6 or 7 different technologies, and maybe let's say something like the internet, very general one, or stem cell research, something from stem cell research. So any technology that we basically talk about or will have talk about, and you will sign up for that technology, which is basically one group, and each group will have about 5 to 6 students, or anywhere between maybe 4 to 6 students, and then your group will work on creating a presentation. So it will be either you will be able to record your presentation, or maybe do like a PowerPoint presentation with voiceovers, or a PowerPoint presentation with voiceovers and maybe short video clips. Just basically you'll be working together, but putting the material together, and you will submit one version of your presentation. So you will require your group to apply 5 ideas discussed in the article. The article is composed of 5 ideas, but you will apply those ideas to only one technology that you all sign up for. So let's say self-driving cars, and you will basically assess. So if I open this article, let me just go to the article. So as you can see, the article is composed of idea number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And you are required to understand what he's saying here and apply it to each technology, sorry, to the technology that you have signed up for. I'm just looking at the chat. So Sangmin says that the timetable on my sentence to be announced. Yeah, the classes are supposed to run asynchronously. That means there is no fixed time for us to meet. Therefore, I set up office hours to help you with that. If you have you need time to ask questions and to seek further explanation, but the class does not have a set time scheduled online for us to meet as if we were meeting in class. Everything is supposed to be online asynchronously. That means all of you can work from different parts of the world at different times. No, you will I will open groups with different technologies, and you will sign up for the technology that you prefer. I will not put you into groups. So the sooner you sign up for a group, the sooner I guess you can start working on it. But this is due week 6, so it's not due anytime soon, but it will come up soon. So it's good to get on this quickly. I will create the groups for you this week, and you will have them available to you by next week, and some of you can start signing up and you will see who is in your group basically, and then you can start contacting each other.
Is there a particular place where we can contact each other, or we'll just figure it out ourselves how to get in touch with each other?
Yeah, if you go to communication, under communication you have class lists. And under class list you can contact, you can email anyone. You see this?
Yep.
Yep. So let's say if Ritika is in your group, you see, then you have her email, and you can email her from the class list, or you can jot down her email. But it's best to use the My Centennial email, so that you coordinate, and then you keep track of who has been participating and responding and so on.
Gotcha.
Excuse me, I was about to sneeze. I get some allergies this fall.
Thought you were still yawning.
Both, I think. I was half yawning, half preparing to sneeze.
Was that your dilemma?
Yeah, that's my serious morning dilemma. Yeah. Okay, let me see if there's something else in the chat room here. Okay, so Sierra has to leave, but We are rolling here. We're recording. Okay, so that's basically the Postman presentation. Let me just go back to assignments. And then you have assignment number 2, which is also a group assignment that is about reducing your ecological footprint, or carbon footprint. So again, here you will select specific topics which you will research, and then create an assignment, a document, one document, which you can also divide into. On the document you can show me. You will be able to show me which sections were done by which group member. So here, only one group is allowed to work on a specific topic. First, join a group. So again, I will create groups for these topics. So let's say energy consumption, lighting, household heating, showering, plants washing, food waste, electronic waste, hygiene products such as shampoos, conditioner, other electronics use, maybe such as cell phones and computers, CO2 emissions, paper and cardboards. This can be really any food consumption or any energy consumption. Everything releases CO2, which is not necessarily always a bad thing. Some CO2 it's a natural gas, and we also need lots of CO2 to grow, plants grow, and do other stuff. But an excess of CO2 can be dangerous for climate change. So again, you will choose a group, you will choose a technology, and then you will join that group for specific technology, and you will work together. So this assignment will be due towards the end of the course, and you can read through this, and I'll speak to this assignment a little bit later on. But it's a longer one where it requires you to do research, and then on a specific technology, and then you are asked to answer questions. So the following questions serve to guide the guidelines as a guideline, and should be addressed in paper essay report format. So for example, on average, how much is being wasted of what you are trying to reduce? So let's say food waste or lighting. Okay, you will have to do some of that research, and in your research, you will basically, based on your research, you'll be able to answer some of these questions, in GTA or in Ontario or in Canada or around the world. You will get numbers based on your research. And there's a virtual presentation too of this. You will get a chance to basically summarize in a video format or in a PowerPoint/video format. There are different ways of doing this, but you can definitely, there's definitely a way of doing this. Maybe there'll be a way of us to meet online at the same time, where you can each do your little bits as a contribution to the assignment. Excuse me, I'm just going to wipe my nose. 1 second. All right. So here it says 10-minute virtual presentation using any kind of visual aid, PowerPoint slides, Prezi, video, whatever it may be. This is a virtual presentation, and you don't need to meet your teammates physically. You can work on your presentation by communicating through email. So let's say maybe each of you will record, each of you will be responsible for presenting one section of the assignment, and you can record that whatever, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and you can send that to me, or you can put it together in one presentation. Okay, so that will be, I will provide you with options, but your choice will be basically how you do this will be yours. And the presentation is basically a way of summarizing the assignment. It's not a way of reading the assignment, but it's a way of basically summarizing the assignment. So that is assignment number 2. And then we have artificial intelligence discussion. I'm just waiting for this to open. So you will basically engage, in a discussion board on artificial intelligence. You will watch and read specific material, and you will engage in a commentary. So week 5, you need to post your ideas in a discussion forum, artificial intelligence discussion on eCentennial. You have access to the forum through week 5 folder. Instructions: do you think that AI should be developed to its fullest potential? Why and why not? You need to clearly discuss your view based on at least one of the concepts or ideas discussed in week 5 lecture notes. So here you have specific instructions. Okay, if you go to content and week 5, which is due after your assignment number 1 assignment, which is due week 4. So here we have robots, artificial intelligence, and ethics. You have material to go over, and you have a self-check quiz, and you have the discussion. Okay.
In the discussions, I'm not. So after going through the first week, I kind of got stuck on the discussion. So there's like, I guess those are not obviously not being marked, so they can be pretty much anything, right? Just
those are anything. You can basically comment on anything. You can ask questions. You can ask for clarification from me. Yeah. So let's say week 1. Here's weekly discussion is anything that you find interesting, something that you would like to comment on, something that you would like to, let's say, ask a question about, something that was not very clear. You can ask me question, of course. You can ask question of your fellow students, basically anything course related for that week. And I will look at these on regular basis, and I will respond.
Okay. Yeah. The little link right before that, I kind of got stuck on that. I can't think of something yet, so that's just not sure. The example of ethical.
Here?
Yeah.
Examples of ethical and moral dilemmas. So here you have some examples of moral dilemmas for assignment number 1.
Right. Okay. Like reading materials, right?
Yeah. So find examples of ethical moral dilemmas, issues and controversies, or unethical behavior in movies, songs, articles, books, history, advertising, real life, and so on. Post a link or short description. What is the dilemma or issue? What are the ethical elements? Yeah, once you post your own example, you will have access to other posts, and you will have to contribute to at least one other thread. Here are some examples. Yeah, so this is, I don't think I made this mandatory, but this is actually a good exercise of preparing for doing assignment number 1. And some of this stuff will come up on the final exam. So that is understanding what an ethical dilemma is, and maybe I might use some examples of ethical dilemmas from.
Most of your links actually don't have a video, I noticed.
Oh, okay. Maybe some of them
It
don't.
says it's been removed or blocked.
Oh, okay, cancel. Extreme measures. Does the end justify means? Yeah, I will go over the links and see if, oh, like this one here, right?
Yeah, I didn't see all of them, but like I think 2 or 3.
Yeah, they have to be rechecked. That's right. Okay. Yeah, I will go over them and check that all of them work. If not, then I will substitute them with something else.
Yeah, that would be helpful.
Mm-hmm. So these are basically just some examples, but you can the moral dilemma is, especially for your assignment, it can be, again, something that has happened or is happening in your life personally. You can use that, or you can use examples from, literature, articles, books, history, advertising, whatever it may be, the news. Maybe you're following the news on a regular basis, and there are plenty of things in the world happening, especially today, whether it's politicizing, wearing masks, whether it's the Black Lives Matter movement, a very important movement, or anything else that has basically gripped the world today in Canada or North America or the whole world. You can use that also as a moral dilemma. You can use, let's say, NBA or any professional sports organization which has recently decided to, let's say, call off games in solidarity with the Black Lives Matter movement. Is that ethical? Is that unethical? Should they have maybe, boycotted the whole season? Is it the right move? Okay, that is a serious issue, and it's a ongoing, I guess, issue, dilemma. Which side do you stand on? Which ethical theory, helps resolve the dilemma? So I'm going to some noise. 1 second. I'm going to shut the window. So you can use current events also to tackle as your ethical dilemma problem in assignment number 1, apart from something that has recently happened or is happening in your life, as an example. So here you can start a thread with basically anything, any example and short explanation, or something that links to the news, or something that links to a short excerpt or a video, or whatever it may be. And then when you do that, I can also I could comment on your example. Just another way of getting you thinking about moral dilemmas, and so that when it comes to the assignment, you have good choices, and you have already you're exercising basically your brain in terms of thinking about the moral dilemma and the assignment. I just went back to content, the modules here. Any other questions? So far in terms of the assignments?
Just to confirm one thing, you said that you're going to provide the link to the article from Postman?
The link is there.
It's there already, okay. I think
the link is there under the, I think under week 4, and then also under assignments, sorry. So if you go to assignments.
That's where I am right now, I'm trying to look for it.
Yeah, it's there. New Postman presentation. No, it's not here. Where was it?
Yeah, I have the Postman open. I don't see the link.
Where did we go? I was just there. Oh, Postman week 6. It's under the Postman module. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Oh, no, it's not here. Oops. Should be under assignments. Oh yeah, under assignments, Postman presentation. Yeah, under assignments, and then you hit Postman presentation. And then the link is here in bold red. So if you click the link, like I am doing right now, the article will open up.
I don't know if the hyperlink is working because I'm just double clicking or holding control to click it. Nothing happens.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Just go back. You can also look it up. If you type in 5 things we need to know about technological change, Neil Postman, the article will come up under Google search. Yeah.
Okay.
And if you,
it's publicly available.
Yeah, it's publicly available. Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, and maybe it's not working for you now, but it should start. It should work for you. If you have problems, then just email me, and I'll find the article for you. But it's pretty easy to find.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, no problem. So under assignments, yes? Yes, hello? Okay, so if you have gone through the course orientation, this is important for you to know where things are and what your responsibilities are. And week number 1 is basically introduction to ethics. So you are required to go through these materials, okay? Hello? If you're, it's best to mute your mic so the background noise is not interrupting our session. If you haven't done that, then please do that. And if you're ready to say something, then, or ask question, then unmute. So I don't know, is that you, Charles? Is that the noise coming from you?
Oh, yeah, did turn off my, I should turn off my mic, sorry about that.
Okay, yeah. Make sure you turn off your mic and so that whatever you're doing, it's not disturbing. All right, so you have the lecture notes for week 1. Your responsibility is to go through this ethical frameworks, the different ethical theories like utilitarianism, deontology, virtue ethics are explained here. This material, you have the self-check quiz at the end of each week. You also have weekly discussion where you can post questions and comments on the material, and I will be checking these on regular basis. You can also shoot me an email. So that is basically your responsibility. Remember, at the end of next week, your quiz is due, which is going to be based on the information from the first two weeks. It's going to be a multiple choice quiz. And I will also be here. We're not ending yet, but I'm just telling you, I will also be here each Wednesday from 9 to 11 to take any questions. So let's say you go over the information of week 1 and week 2 this week, and you have specific questions in reference to the theories, questions about clarification, a need for additional explanation, and I will do that during office hours. So you can also post questions under discussions or comments. Your questions can be answered by students. I will also read through them and try to answer them as quickly as I can. And that's basically it. So I'm not going to go over each individual theory here, okay, right now, because the material here is developed for you to read through and to study and to learn from. So you need to do that first. And then you can pose questions. Like I said, you have the self-check quizzes, and I will also be available next Wednesday at the same time from 9 to 11. So that's basically the plan for you.
When you post the quiz, is there a particular place on here that we're going to have to go to do it?
So yeah, I'm under week 2 right now, ethical frameworks.
Yeah.
And so you have the self-check quiz. You will have to go to quizzes. So under assignments, you go to quizzes. And then you have a whole bunch of self-check quizzes for each week. But those are attached to each module. But there's the online quiz here, and then there's a final test. The online quiz, you will basically tap here. You will use this here.
Oh, you're going to add it to the list on that time. Is that correct?
No, this online quiz will be open to you, basically.
But at the end of the next week, you mean? Because I don't see it right now.
Yeah, you don't see it right now, but it will be open then, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. That's next week, not this week, right?
Yeah, next. So this is our first week, but that is coming next week. That's right, yeah.
Gotcha.
But make sure you do the self-check quizzes.
Yeah, I did that one.
Yeah, that's good because it gives you a sense of what kind of questions you might get. That's good.
So technically, we can pretty much move on and like do all the reading material and the learning material ahead of time if we wanted to.
Yeah,
and have the assignments done as well. And just when the time comes, we can just submit them, I guess.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, the times will be like what I meant earlier is the times, the assignments due dates are fixed, right? But you can start working on them earlier, definitely.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. Which is good because it helps you with your schedule.
Yeah.
But once you get into groups, then of course you will have to. I mean, individually you will be able to work at different speeds, but once you get into a group, it will be important that you coordinate at the same time. And one thing an important piece is for you to remember is that once you get into a group of, let's say, 4, 5, or 6 students, make sure when you're emailing each other, make sure you keep that as a record of your communication. So sometimes what happens is that students don't respond, they're not really cooperative, they don't really do their work, and so when that happens, you can basically drop a student. But I need to be informed. Okay, you need to keep me in the loop, basically through email. I think best option is to do it through email, so you can CC me, keep me in the loop of what's happening. Not for every message or form of communication, but you can, later on, you can if need be, you can show me, okay, here's, this person hasn't really responded, hasn't been cooperative, hasn't been helpful. He or she will have to be dropped from our group, and that's perfectly fine. You can do that. Just let me know as soon as possible so I can help you with your problem. But hopefully that will not be the case, and you will be able to coordinate work on time, and you will be successful with everything else. Well, I think that's basically it from my end at the moment, and it's now your turn to do work. So do you have any other questions before we end for today?
I think I'm good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Anyone else?
I'm good as well.
Okay. Gerum, okay, thank you. Is it Gerum or Jerum?
Groom is perfect.
Gerum, okay.
You got it.
All right, so we will end it here. We will end it here, and I will be online again next week at the same time. I will send you a link, but I will post this recording on YouTube, and then once that's done, then I will send you a link to it.
Will the link be posted on here?
Yeah, I will post it on eCentennial, yes. Under news and under email. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. Just close this. All right. Well, nice to meet you. Thank you for showing up. And again, use all the resources that are available to you. If you get really stuck, don't be afraid to post questions or comments under discussions for each week, and also use the email to email me. But for the time being, just watch the information, read through it, study it, and you should be good to go.
All right.
All
Sounds
right.
good.
All right.
Thank you,
Thank
Prof.
you. Yeah.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Professor. Have a good day.
You too.
Take
You
care,
too. Thank you
everybody.
for the questions. Take care. Bye bye.
Bye now.